Chapter 1. In the embrace of monotony. Alex was tormented by a gray routine. Day after day, a persistent alarm clock at 6 a.m. would jar him awake, shattering the silence of his humble room. Automatically, he'd hit snooze, sinking back into a drowsy state for a few more minutes. The first thing he did, barely opening his eyes, was reach for his phone, hoping to find something, anything, to brighten his dull morning. News feeds, social media, messages, all seemed bland and lifeless, bringing no joy. Exhaustion weighed him down even before the new day truly began. In his wardrobe, a strict gray shirt and black trousers always awaited their turn, a uniform perfectly reflecting the essence of his office job. No room for imagination, just monotonous typing, endless reports, and attentive listening to his superior's instructions. Alex didn't hate his job, but it didn't ignite any passion in his heart either. Rather, it was a feeling of bleak emptiness that filled his days. On the morning bus, he observed the faces of people rushing to work, not a single smile, just a reflection of his own state, weariness, tension, and deep immersion in their thoughts. Arriving at the office, he settled into his modest workspace, took a sip of invigorating coffee, and began creating reports. Colleagues exchanged only brief phrases. Everyone was engrossed in numbers and tight deadlines. In the evenings, Alex faced his usual ritual, a reheated, pre-packaged meal for dinner, and aimless television viewing. As he drifted off to sleep, he felt he wasn't living, but merely existing, dragging out a pathetic semblance of a life. Chapter 2. A Buried Dream. In his youth, Alex dreamed of becoming a writer. His imagination conjured amazing stories, and he longed to create his own book. However, with time, dreams gave way to harsh reality. Life became an endless race to pay bills, follow rules, and strive for stability and security. One evening, while sorting through old belongings, he stumbled upon his old notebook, filled with youthful stories. As he flipped through the pages, he felt tears welling up in his eyes. "Where did that passionate young man go?" he whispered, but then quickly slammed the notebook shut, convincing himself that time was lost and nothing could be changed, and he believed it. Chapter 3. A Night of Revelation. One cold winter evening, returning home after exhausting overtime, Alex felt utterly drained. He tossed his bag onto the floor, sank onto the couch, and stared at the wall. Silence reigned in the apartment, broken only by the steady ticking of the clock. Alex's gaze fell upon the mirror hanging opposite. He saw his reflection, pale skin, tired eyes, not even a hint of a smile. He felt like a stranger, as if looking at someone unfamiliar. "Is this really my life?" he whispered, and tears streamed from his eyes. He realized he had become a soulless robot, existing but not truly living. That night, Alex made a vow to himself his story would not end so ignominiously. He would change his life, take control of it, and no longer allow himself to waste time. Chapter 4. The First Ray of Hope. The next morning, Alex woke earlier than usual, his mind buzzing with thoughts. He grabbed his notebook and began writing down answers to important questions: what he wanted from life, what brought him joy, what skills he wanted to acquire. In the end, he formulated 3 key goals: to learn something new daily, to find a job that brought satisfaction, and to take care of his health and physical fitness. That morning, he skipped his usual television viewing and went for a walk. The fresh air felt pleasant on his face. Looking at the sky, he felt a faint glimmer of hope for the first time in a long while. Chapter 5. The Beginning of the Struggle. Making a decision is only half the battle. The hardest part is sticking to it. After work, Alex began attending free online courses, dedicating at least an hour each evening to his studies. Initially, learning was captivating, but soon fatigue set in, and the desire to quit emerged. His friends noticed the changes in his life. One of them wondered, "Why are you wasting your time on these courses? Just relax and enjoy life." But Alex didn't listen. He knew what he had started this journey for. His family also expressed concern. His mother urged him not to risk his stable job and to be careful. Alex loved his loved ones, but he couldn't silence the inner voice that urged him to move forward. Chapter 6. First Successes. 3 months later, Alex successfully completed his first online course. He felt a sense of pride in his achievement, however small. This victory instilled new hope in him. He also started exercising. At first, he could only run for 5 minutes, but with each passing day, he improved his results. A few months later, he could run for 30 minutes without stopping. His body grew stronger, and he felt a surge of energy and self-confidence. Alex also began saving money, giving up unnecessary purchases. Although the amount was small, it made him feel more responsible. Chapter 7. New Horizons. After 6 months of dedicated study and skill development, Alex began sending out resumes to various companies. He felt nervous but tried not to succumb to fear. One company invited him for an interview. Alex prepared meticulously, researching the company and practicing answers to potential questions. On the day of the interview, he wore his best shirt, tried to smile, and spoke confidently. A week later, he received a call with joyful news. "Alex, congratulations! We are pleased to offer you this job." He couldn't believe his happiness, and tears welled up in his eyes. For the first time in a long time, he felt he was building his own future. For the first time in his life, he felt like the architect of his own destiny, the builder of his coming days. Chapter 8. A year later. A year had passed since that pivotal moment, that fateful decision, and his life had transformed beyond recognition. He now held a position that brought not only a stable income, but also genuine satisfaction. His financial situation allowed him to plan long-awaited trips that he could only dream of before. His health and energy were overflowing, filling each day with new possibilities. He had found a circle of like-minded people, friends ready to support him in any situation. His faith in his own abilities was reborn, like a phoenix from the ashes. And most importantly, he realized that change was not just possible, it was real and achievable. Chapter 9. The most important lesson. He realized a simple but profound truth. No one would come to his aid. No one would extend a hand of salvation. He had to be his own savior. And he succeeded, not by magic or miracles, but methodically, step by step, day by day, moving toward his goal. Now he shares this experience with others, saying, "Your life can change in an instant, thanks to just one decision. You don't need to know everything beforehand. All you need is the courage to begin." Every time fear grips him, he remembers that night in his apartment, the night he decided to change his life. That single decision became the starting point of a new life, full of opportunities and hope. Chapter 10. Your turn. This story is not only about his personal experience, it is addressed to everyone who reads these lines. Perhaps someone feels trapped, feels that life has become a heavy burden, and believes that change is impossible. But that is not true. Start small, take the first step today. Write down your dreams on paper, start learning something new, save a small amount of money, smile at your reflection in the mirror and say, "I deserve a better life, and I will do everything to get it." And one day, looking back, you will see what an enormous journey you have made. You will be grateful to yourself for the courage and determination that allowed you to change your life for the better.